Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren, and today I'm going to do something a little early and a little different. I'm going to cook a turkey. I'm going to use Alabama style sauce on it and seasoning, and I'm going to use the Inkbird temperature controller to see how this thing works. This will be my third cook on it. I want to use it on a lower and slower turkey cook. So I'll be right back. We're going to do a little bit of a different turkey cook, a little early. I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Alright guys, like I said, I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's a little early for turkey cooks, but this one's not going to be Thanksgiving type. It's going to be barbecue turkey, and I'm going to use the Alabama style white sauce that they usually use with chicken. Poultry is poultry. I know the turkey's a little bit different than chicken, but I think the Alabama white sauce will go really good with this chicken. I'm going to cook it spatchcock, and I'm going to go ahead and use some different rubs. I'm going to use actually a kind of a hybrid rub that I get most of the ingredients from AmazingRibs.com's Simon and Garfunkel rub, and then I'm going to use the a little bit different Alabama white sauce. I'm going to kind of use the recipe you can find on Amazing Ribs, but I tweaked it a little bit for my personal taste. We're going to use the Inkbird temp controller on the Kamado Joe Classic 2. I haven't used this on the Kamado Joe Classic 2 yet, so we're going to try it out and see how it works cooking a turkey. We're going to cook it a little bit slower, lower and slower than it says on the package. It says 325. You need to do, a certain amount for, I think it's like 3.5 to 4 hours. But we're going to do it at like 275 for most of the cook, and then we're going to kick it up towards the end to try to crisp the skin a little bit. So I am going to spatchcock it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the kitchen. We're going to spatchcock it. I'm not going to show you how to do that because I got videos showing you how to spatchcock, but I am going to get it salted. The rub that I'm using has no salt in it, so I am just going to salt this before I season it up. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and dry brine this a little bit. I'm using Fresh Jack's rosemary lemon sea salt, and we're just going to put a nice even coat on the front. Try to get into all the little nooks and crannies, wherever you can get it in. Don't cake it up or anything. It doesn't need to be a ton. This is just for brining. We're also going to flip it over and do the back. We're going to let this sit in the refrigerator for about an hour or so, and then we're going to get our sauce going. I'll be right back. Alright, it's time to get our sauce going, and this is a really easy recipe. I'm going to link to in the description to AmazingRibs.com's Alabama style sauce, and that's what I'm kind of using there as a base. I'm using Dukes Mayonnaise. You don't have to use Dukes, I just like Dukes. 2 cups of Dukes Mayonnaise, about 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar, about 1/4 cup lemon juice, about 3 tablespoons of prepared horseradish, and then our seasoning blend here is mustard powder, kosher salt, crushed black pepper, garlic powder, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like I said, it'll be in the description below. You can make this as thick or as thin as you like. I like mine a little thicker, so you can back off the mayonnaise or what have you. But that's it, easy sauce. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up. Like I said, I love the carrying case here where everything has its place, everything in its place. Take our unit out, the hose. Now, this does come with 3 probes, right? One for the grill and one for the, or 2 for the different foods, and we're going to use both of those today. I'm actually going to monitor the white meat and the dark meat separately. Instead of monitoring 2 different foods, I'm just going to monitor both the white meat and the dark meat separately to see, try to nail it, try to get them in there. So this does come with 2 different Kamado attachments here, and one, I guess we'll go to a bigger one. There's different types of Kamados out there, Big Green Egg, Kamado Joe, Primo, Vision, and they all have different size vents. So we're going to figure out which one of these will work with the Kamado Joe and go ahead and put it in. So let me get that done, and then I'll go over and set it up and show you what I'm going to do over there.
Alright guys, so I got the larger Kamado attachment here going on the Classic 2. It's got a little adjustable plate that fits in right in the channel here for the slide where your vent slide goes into. So you just kind of put it there to the far left and then slide your vent over to it. I'm going to go ahead and get my fire started. Just one little fire starter towards the front. I just want the fire to get started in the one spot. As soon as that fire starter is done and goes out, I'm going to go ahead and get my plates in here for indirect cooking, my deflector plates, and I'm going to throw one chunk of cherry wood in there and then put my plates on and get my grill grates on. And then we're going to turn the Inkbird temperature controller on to get it up to temp. We'll let it run up to right around 275. So I'm going to put my probe in here to monitor the temp, and just to crack my top vent open just a little bit. We'll be back when it's ready to go.
All right, guys, my Inkbird's telling me the grill is up to temp, so I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on. Like I said, I had it sitting just dry brining with that rosemary, lemon, sea salt from Fresh Jack's, and I'm going to use a little bit of duck fat on here as a binder for the rest of this rub. I'm not really going to rub it, I'm just going to season it. So I'm really just going to kind of put this on as a binder. I'm not going to spray it on thick, and I'm going to probably use a little bit more of this during the cook to crisp up the skin. So I'm just putting a little bit on there, use it as a binder. I don't want to really lay this on too thick. Just kind of put a thin coating on. And I'm going to put the recipe in the description below. This is, like I said, it's, Meathead calls this his Simon and Garfunkel rub because it's got parsley, rosemary, thyme, sage. I put a little bit of garlic powder in mine, and I use a little bit of paprika for color. There we go. I think we're about ready to throw this on. Once this starts to get cooking, I'll hit it with the duck fat every once in a while, just to make sure that skin gets crisp. All right, guys. Duck fat. All right, guys. I'm gonna get this on the smoker, and we'll monitor it with the Inkbird. I'll be back.
All right, guys, I'm just going to show you the Inkbird app here. I mounted the pit temp and both the probes, and as you can see, it's a pretty basic app, but you can control and monitor. So I'm going to actually put both food probes in. I'm going to put one in the thickest part of the thigh to measure the dark meat, and the other one in the thickest part of the breast on the other side to measure the white meat, just so I can make sure that the temps are both on both of those. So as you can see, it's a pretty basic app. It measures the temp. You can control the temperature and the alarms. Also has some basic charting capabilities, so you can kind of monitor how the cook went. Nothing really fancy. One of the things that I did do with this, after an hour and a half being on, I went ahead and sprayed it with a little bit more of the duck fat, and I did bump up the temperature a little bit to crisp up the skin. So overall, about 2.5 hours on the smoker, and then we were done.
All right, guys, my turkey is done. Check that out. It's a little dark because of the paprika I put in the rub. You can check that out. It looks beautiful, though. It's perfectly done. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a piece right off the thigh here, I think. Show you just how juicy that is. Here's my Alabama sauce I made. And when I serve this up, I'm actually going to cut this all up and let people put their own sauce on. But Alabama white sauce. I'm going to put that on there. Check that out. Whoop. nice kick. The horseradish, the apple cider vinegar, the Simon and Garfunkel rub, the salt from the brining. It's perfect. Check it out, guys. Spatchcock chicken. Use it with the Alabama white sauce. Comes out great. I love it. I'll probably do this again, maybe for Thanksgiving this year, with a little bit bigger bird. Cook it on the hasty bake. So check it out. Check out the Inkbird thermometer barbecue temperature controller. They're on Amazon right now. You know, it's a really good price for a Wi-Fi based temperature controller. Can't beat it. Check out the Fire and Water Cooking YouTube channel, Fire and Water Cooking Facebook page and group. Check out the Fire and Water Cooking podcast, and I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking video. Thanks, guys.